I also appreciate my mother-in-law because when I gave birth to my firstborn daughter together, I think we, as mothers, we have the responsibilities of looking for a psychological counselor. I'm a breast cancer warrior, and before that, I didn't know it's good to eat well. I could go for exercises, but I could eat anything, just anything. But after that, now it's my 8th year, I came to learn that I should take care of myself and I should eat well. Eating well means that I don't take junk food. I take sometimes, but in moderation. I don't take these chips, these
Deep fried.
deep fried food, because I know they will harm me. And so for me, it changed completely. My life nowadays is vegetables a lot, and also there's this okra we talk about, which is very helpful even in women and girls. That you take okra, it will help you from mouth to cholesterol to everywhere. The body of a woman, it cleanses. And so I advise every woman and even my girls, though they say, it's silky. So I prepare it at night, I put it in cold water, and in the morning, I take it the first thing in the morning. And it really cleanses the colon and everywhere. Even, can we say, the private part of a woman, it cleanses and it's really good. So I take cucumbers are also very good. All types of vegetables, and I also encourage my girls to do so. Though these young people, their food is Indomie, which I don't know how it's prepared, because 2 minutes the food is ready with some boiled eggs. I don't know. But to me, I encourage my girls that you may think you are young, but this time is coming when you need to carry a baby. Maybe your bones will be weak. You need to eat food with calcium, with iron, and the balanced diet. And especially now for us as my age mates, that we need to eat a lot of vegetables and proteins, vitamins, and little carbohydrates that we reduce a bit and our body to function well. Because when you eat well, when you eat this food, which is has a lot of vegetables, you make your body alkaline. And cancer cells don't thrive in an alkaline body. They thrive in acidic body. You take your mizinga, mapombe, karikari and everything, then it's acidic. You get a cramp somewhere, then those cells will run and they start building up. So for me, eating well and advising every girl and even every man in this case, that eating well will help you to live long. And I thank God that I'm well. And I encourage my girls every now and then. Every week I prepare these Kanyari burgers, vegetables for the family. But you see, we cooked the vegetable in the evening, we ate with my husband, in the morning it's still there. So maybe my son will eat, but the girls, they come and they don't sleep early. They'll come. Before that, I was throwing away the Idom meal. I could take and throw them away. They started hiding in their bedrooms. So when I sleep, I could feel the smell. I could smell the Idom meal. Then I could go and then masufuria pakamu. So this food doesn't help the body. I don't know, it's from outside our country, but I encourage them that this food, the real food of an African woman, is the best. That you also prepare them that even when they get married, because my daughter was telling me she's a bit lazy in cooking. She was telling me, see, there's supermarket, there's everything. And it's like you buy food for your husband in a supermarket every now and then. Like you be brought back here. I teach you how to cook. So it's good to eat balanced diet, to eat well, and to live well, and to be happy. Above all, stress-free life. Also, stress brings some illnesses. So it's good to live a stress-free life and to be very jovial and to not to kubeba vitu. Naibeba hapa unarusha hapa. So you live a good life. Yeah.
Let me also say I'm a breast cancer warrior. I've been through that journey. Madam Mureithi here worked with me when I got it. She talked with us 5 years before. But that time I said, hizo ni za wengine sio zangu. Nikajikuta. And she's the first person I called. And I think her psychology told me hiyo ni homa, hiyo ni kitu kidogo. I can say now gladly we are cancer free, but it has also taught me to eat even more properly, more better than I was eating. Jahe, jogo, chickpeas, the different vegetables, and the fact that I love cooking, that I'll cook all that and then we'll eat. Now my children are in different cities here in Kenya, and even when we visit them, you find that they have maintained that culture of that proper cooking. Like my son went to visit my daughter in Kitale this weekend. He came back with a bag full of managus, the original ones from Luyaland. And the food is so good. They have that culture of cooking. Another thing I had to stop was sugar. Nowadays, sugar, don't put in your mouth. By the way, Indomie is wheat. And wheat we don't put in our mouths. And anything with wheat and sugar we don't touch. And one thing that one has helped, you feel happy. Number one, you feel happy. Too much red meat, no. But it rejuvenates your life. And then there's another thing which we don't do. We don't exercise. And I started going dancing. Zumba, dancing. Now I enjoy my life to the full. And I called my daughter, I told her I've just come from a Zumba class. She said, mommy, you are dancing. I said, yeah, I want to dance. Say, ile kwenda kwa club ba usiku huko na dance. No. I go for Zumba, I dance, I go for aerobics, I do the dancing. It is so good. Because even the kind of food you eat makes you lighter. Now, my daughter was a sweet tooth. Despite all this cooking, she'll still buy the chocolates, the sweets, and all these things. She's gone off sugar, she's gone off wheat, she's gone off all these things. Now she's even toning down and she feels happy about herself. Her moodiness has gone. And she feels so good about herself. So if we watch what we eat, it is so important. You're not being stopped from sugar. But instead of that sugar which we take the refined, take fruits, take our dates, all that we are allowed to eat. But one thing, the inner happiness. You really feel it. And you feel energized. I do yoga, I do breathing classes. I've been going for those classes. And I realized we were told our body doesn't have enough oxygen. You think just because you're breathing, you don't have enough oxygen. When you go for those breathing classes, the first time, breathing, what is breathing in and out? When I went, I'm telling you, I felt the oxygen even in my fingers and my toes. And that day I was even able to work for long hours because I was feeling energized. It is good. So food, not only talk to children about it, but do it, and they start doing a little cooking from the house. Yeah.
It's very important.
I think when talking about wellness, the first thing as a woman that I was never taught is self-love, and also how to approach mental health. So when I was 17, after my dad died, that's now when I observed the dry elbows. And my late brother, who also had psoriasis, he's like, oh, also you? So I'm like, yeah. So he's like, okay, that's called psoriasis. So I was lucky because I didn't go through the phase of being misdiagnosed like many other people with psoriasis. So it's a non-contagious, autoimmune, systemic, inflammatory condition. And at that point, it wasn't so serious. So he just told me what creams to apply, and I moved on with my life. I became stubborn. It's good to admit your weaknesses. I became stubborn. I went out and partied with friends. I enjoyed my nyama choma, and I lived this life thinking that, I have never publicly said this, but let me just laugh at myself like one of my doctors says. And I found myself with a psoriasis induced gout, and I'm like, I laughed in the doctor's office. I'm like, daktari, gout ni disease ya wanaume, ya pombe na nyama, and that is not my sickness. It is not my portion. And he's like, gout actually also hits women. It's just that they don't openly talk about it. And then he said that mine has been brought on by psoriasis. So psoriasis can just bring all manner of shenanigans. So that's now number one. So I found myself looking, so I was put on medication. I was really embarrassed. By the till today, I've never openly said it. So I'm just using this as a platform to also educate people on health. And come out and talk about it, because it's basically inflammation. So also inspired by Indian cuisine, I would use a lot of turmeric with black pepper now for the absorption of the curcumin, so that it could relieve the inflammation. I started looking for cherries, which today are so expensive, but after now finishing the medication, I used natural things. So cherries also help me, but because they're very expensive, if you don't have issues of acidity, lemon also helps. And then exercising. So things that I wish I never knew, things I wish I knew when I was younger as a woman to help me was how to love myself, number one, which actually helps your overall wellness, how to eat well. Most Africans, we like our meat, but of course the Kikuyu culture, it's goat meat. I wish I learned from a young age how to not overindulge in alcohol. And then I wish I also learned how to become more physically active. And in as much as my sister is a professional chef, I wish I learned how to also cook more often and earlier, and had also picked up the traditional ways of cooking, like now how to cook your mokimo of jahi. So I found myself interested in a certain Kikuyu man, and he teased me and asked, do you even know how to cook like the traditional foods? Do you know how to kima, the mokimo, and how to make the traditional uji? And at the back of my mind, I'm like, I was just a last born enjoying being a last born, but I wish I was the kind of child that actually picked up all of these traditional things. So now I'm very interested, coming from the background of tourism and hospitality. I'm interested in culture and heritage and issues also of gastronomical, like our historical foods. So yeah, I wish I learned all of that. So I've also had to change the way I eat. I don't drink anymore. Psoriasis, our doctor told us that we stop sugar. That's when I learned about how diseases come because of acidic environments. So I'm working on that. And sleep, immunity. When you're dealing with an autoimmune condition, you actually learn that in as much as we're operating in an economic environment that's a bit harsh, and my mom always teases me and says, my people were not sleepers. People from Githobori do not sleep. We wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to milk our cows. And I've come to realize that while I was in the Netherlands and you'd go to the doctor because you have a homa, they don't give you anything over the counter the way we're used to here. They write a note and say, go off work for a week or go off your studies for a week. Allow your body to heal itself. So just eat your fruits, eat your vegetables, drink your water, and sleep. So rest is another important thing. So those are the lessons that I've learned. And yeah, my mom is 86, which means I can also live long. So let's eat well and work hard as women, because I've noticed her diet also because of her heart. She's eating nuts that are not saturated fat. They are polyunsaturated or monounsaturated, which means you need to spend just a bit more to buy your walnuts, your almonds. And she worked hard. So today her diet, her work is feeding her with now those njugus that cost quite a bit more than your normal njugu karanga. But that's also what has helped her live long. So number one, it's God. Spiritual health is also part of the food that we need to also eat. So
thank you.
I'll support you on the point of when you talk of nutrition, we're only talking about food. But the first time I was diagnosed with cancer, the cause, they told me, is lack of sleep. I never used to sleep enough. I would go to bed at 10. By 1 o'clock, I don't have sleep, and I'll not sit in bed. I'll go and do house chores, I'll cook, I'll do other things. I have had to be trained for 1 year on how to sleep. And now I'm cancer free just because of sleeping. I sleep for 8 hours minimum. It doesn't matter whether their kids are grown. Maybe when they were young, I'd wake up and prepare them. No, I don't prepare anybody. So I'll sleep until 8, from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And that's how I got cured. So sleep is part of nutrition. And to talk of nutrition, put sleep inside.
And also, if you want to keep fit and to be well, it's a bit expensive and also time consuming, and also you have to work hard to prepare. Like me, I eat this salad nearly every day. And in the morning I took cucumber, there's tomato. White onion is very important. White onion because it huwezi shikwa na diabetes ukikula hiyo white onion. White onion. Then there is 2 eggs, boiled eggs, and then dimu nafinya. It's red hoho, yellow hoho. You see, it's a lot of work preparing that. But nobody will take care of you. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody is going to take care of you and your family. As a woman, you have to take care of your family. And you force them sometimes to take what you want them to take. And also about self-love, we have talked about self-love. If we didn't love ourselves, my dear girl, we couldn't have noticed there is a ramp on our breasts. It's because of the love we had on ourselves that we were able to
give attention to yourself.
Yeah, there's something. And then if we didn't love ourselves, Wambo, then we couldn't have gone to the doctor. Women are dying.
Yes.
They are sporting after sex, but they don't go to the hospital. They feel pain, they don't go to the hospital. They feel around, they don't go to the hospital. So it's all about self-love. How much do you love yourself? Do you care? Do you check your teeth? Do you check your eyes? Do you check your... What do you want from yourself? So me, I love myself, and since that time, I don't like, even stress can bring cancer. You put yourself into too much stress every day, stress. Then those cancer cells will come, and there was a cramp somewhere. They will run and they will mess you up. So let's run to love ourselves, and as women, to teach other women about breast examination, about the symptoms of cervical cancer and the symptoms of breast cancer, and then maybe our God is going to bless us as we make the women knowledgeable about all these illnesses. God bless you.
And then I think the cultural part of we should not hang our dirty linen in public, it makes a lot of people not ask questions. So that's actually what makes me who I am, because I just ask. And I'm that one. My father always told me there's never a stupid question. So on the side of health, which is very holistic, do not be shy. We move around by thinking, if I go and mention something, I'm hanging dirty linen in public. For example, succession gave me mental health issues. I went and found a psychiatrist. If I would not be alive if it was not for my family also supporting me to see a psychiatrist, get help. And it was through that whole journey, with very few people also understanding, number one, the duration of succession, the impact that succession actually has on your mental health, because it's until the judiciary decides to transform and reform the family courts that people will actually know how to wake up in the morning and appreciate life and just be able to do simple things. So open your mouth. Do not move around with shame. Create a very small group of people. Ask God for discernment so that you know who you can trust. You can't get help if you don't open your mouth. So open your mouth, speak to some people, and actually share with people. Because in December, I was diagnosed with high triglycerides, which means I now need to change my diet. So psoriasis is aggravated by stress. And I like what she said, because many problems that I'm suffering from are because of stress. So the minute you actually know you have a problem, you're not crazy, go for counseling. If you need medication, get medication. Go through it. Have a very small clique of people and actually talk. So women have evolved because now they are talking, they are opening up. By the time you're now seeing women also having matches, it's because we are now understanding that we cannot be killed because we are women. So in as much as that conversation has other layers, I'll stop there. But open your mouth, talk, and have a small clique of people and pray.